Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to configure minimum memory, maximum memory on your SQL Server. SQL Server by default will take 21 lakhs 47,483. That is 2,147,483 GB of maximum memory. And by default it will utilize a minimum of 0. So what you have to do over here is you have to execute this command, and by executing this command you are actually you know trying to uh, open up SQL Server and making an option to make sure that you can configure your memory. So if this is 1, okay, that means you're asking it to uh, make it positive, and then you can go ahead and configure your memory. So let's go ahead and see what's going to happen when you execute this. Oops, that was an error. Okay, I think we are disconnected. Okay, let's go ahead and try it once again. See, that changed from 0 to 1. When it is in 0, the memory settings are in locked state. Now when it came to 1, you can actually reconfigure it. See, I'll show you everything right now. Okay, so at this point of time, now let's go ahead and run the command. Over here I'm using sp_configure and I'm specifying the minimum server memory to 2 GB. Okay, this is an MB, so make sure when you try setting up your own, make sure it's in. I mean, you need to go through this. So let me go ahead and execute this. Okay, now when you read this over here, change from 200 to 200. Okay, I actually defined it as 2000, so it was 2000. Okay, let me go ahead and change it to 4000, and let me show you from 4000 to 2000. I'm going to change it again. So now you see from 4000 to 2000 it got changed. Okay, and as a default settings, this is what your SQL Server is capable of uh, taking. I mean, when if you want to, if you install a machine, okay, SQL Server will even run, or even and is even capable of utilizing this much amount of memory, that is 2,147,483 gigabytes of max memory. So basically that will be your default setting. Okay, I've already changed the settings in mine, so I'm gonna, just for your demonstration, I'm gonna go ahead and execute this command to make sure that see, I previously had 64, so it went to 64. Okay, but by default, I'll show you by default what will the setting be. This is in GB. Okay, if you want, you can actually try this one only command, on a newly installed server, and you're gonna get the same result as what I'm gonna get right now. Just go ahead and keep watching this. Oops, there was an error. See this? I forgot the comma. Sorry about that. Okay, this is this is the default setting. Okay, now from the default settings, I'm gonna change it to 64. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this command. I'm gonna execute this. So this is how we're gonna change it. Okay, and if this is in 0, okay, I mean, if you don't do this, okay, if you don't put it as 1 and if you don't run this, and if you try to execute this command, any of these commands directly, it'll not work. Just for that, I'll show you. By default it will be in 0, so I changed it to 0, and now I'm gonna go ahead and try executing this, and let's see what's gonna happen. Oops, you see there's an error over here. So in order for this to execute, this should be in one state. So execute it, and execute it works, and execute it. So after doing this settings, okay, your SQL Server will not utilize more than 64 gigabytes of memory, and will not utilize less than 2 gigabytes of memory. Okay, thank you.